Live and streaming, this is KSL News at 4.
Good afternoon. We start things off this afternoon with a developing fire in Cottonwood Heights.
Yeah, this massive house fire could be seen from across the Salt Lake Valley throughout the afternoon. Chopper 5 is live at the scene right now, giving us a bird's eye view, and you can see that all the damage that's been done there. There's still a little bit of smoke, but look at all that's been destroyed and charred.
This is an 18,000 square foot home on Salt Lake's east side. You can see the middle completely burned through. We know that firefighters have had their work cut out for them today. News specialist Shelby Lofton is live on scene to show us the extent of the damage. And Shelby, there were reports of an explosion early on.
Yeah, Debbie, that's right. Multiple neighbors came up to me. They said that they felt that explosion. They could feel their house shaking. And we did ask firefighters about it, and they said they're looking into those reports, but they couldn't confirm anything. We want to give you our view. This is the best perspective we've gotten of this fire all afternoon. We're right above it on this ridge up here. We've been speaking with homeowners who live up on this ridge, and you can really see in its entirety the house. I'm still seeing flames from sections of the roof that are still there, but we're also seeing sections of that roof that have fallen through. Multiple chimneys coming out of this house. A lot of people describing it as the old castle. When you're on the street, it's really tucked away, so we couldn't get a really good bird's eye view of the extent of this damage until we were up on this ridge. But from above, you can see the destruction. We know firefighters are working both inside and outside, but we don't know the extent of the destruction officially yet. Firefighters did tell us that this all started around 11:50 this morning. They told us that they were told one person was inside, but everyone is okay. No one was injured. The family's dog got out on its own. The cat was initially found unresponsive, but then it was later resuscitated by firefighters. And this is a big home, as you heard. It's sitting on a really big property, and it's next to a golf course. And it was a while before firefighters could even get inside this home. They have to be really careful because of its sheer size. There's several floors of this house, and there's also several rooms that they're going into. We spoke to a woman whose house backs up to this property. She was telling us that she was out and about and she could see the huge plume of smoke from far away, and she thought it could have been her house. When she got here, she was relieved to see it wasn't, but she said it was still very devastating to see what the flames have done to this home. And she says she feels heartache as she looks down at what's left of this home. She talked about the dark smoke blowing everywhere. And when she first got here early in the afternoon, around noon, she saw that the middle section is where a lot of the fire was coming out of. So a lot of the neighborhood out and about today taking a look at this property that they don't know a whole lot about of who lives there, but it's sad to see a property like this be destroyed. The most recent update we had with fire crews was around 2:30 this afternoon. They told us investigators haven't even been able to get inside that house to determine what started this because they're dealing with a lot of collapse zones. So coming up at 5, I'm going to tell you what we know about this house, what we know about this property, and what firefighters are up against today. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, a house this size, I'm sure they just have to be so careful. And Shelby, really, those shots from Chopper 5 gave us a really good look at that damage. Thank you, and we'll check in with you in just a bit.
Latest effort to repeal Utah's anti-gerrymandering law has officially failed. The number of signatures required to get a petition on this year's ballot dropped below the required threshold today. The issue dates back about 8 years when Proposition 4 was narrowly approved by voters in 2018. Utahns for Representative Government launching an effort this year to get rid of the law after Utah lawmakers lost a lawsuit accusing them of breaking the law when designing the state's congressional maps. Better Boundaries, which supports it, says Utahns should still request their name be removed from the effort if they no longer wish to support it. Spokesperson says in part here voters
Live and streaming, this is KSL News at 5.
New video into the newsroom now shows neighbors in Cottonwood Heights watching in shock as a large home catches fire and then partially explodes right in front of them.
Firefighters are going to be battling this one throughout the night. The 18,000 square foot home caught fire just before noon today.
News specialist Shelby Lofton has been on scene getting updates for hours now. Shelby, firefighters are experiencing some challenges out there.
Mike and Debbie, they are. It actually took a couple of hours for firefighters to even get inside. And since the last time we spoke to you 1 hour ago, things look even worse. We're seeing more flames in the middle section of this house. It takes a little bit of work getting into this property. There's a long drive with a bridge over a creek before you even get to this house. We want to show you that video again of pieces of this house blowing up. We've slowed it down for you this time. Right as the camera zooms in, you can see part of the roof explodes and pieces go flying in different directions. Then you hear a gasp from the person who recorded this. Neighbors several blocks away told me they felt their own houses shake. The good news today is the family who lives there is safe. One of their pets, a cat, was resuscitated by firefighters. We don't yet know what caused this fire or where it started, but from above we can see the middle section of the home looks the most damaged. The roof has fallen in through some parts. And earlier today you could see the smoke from as far as I-15. Some people who live in the neighborhood saw the huge plume and raced home. Others who don't even live here came to see the fire up close.
If I lived here, I'd be so worried. Like, there is so much brush. We haven't had enough rain or anything. Like, it's definitely like super scary, you know, and it's such a beautiful house. So prayers for the family and prayers for our firefighters. I mean, they're doing such a good job.
Now, as far as that explosion, you saw it on video, but firefighters could not confirm what happened there, but they did tell us they are investigating it. Neighbors have told me that a family with young school-age children lives in this home. They told me that not too long ago, this home was used as a rehab facility. There's certainly a lot of questions here that investigators will have to answer to, but crews told us they expect to be working here through the night tonight. For Live at 5, I'm Shelby Lofton.
All right, thanks, Shelby. The family of a 7-year-old is faced as a token of their appreciation.
All right, both sides responding tonight after an effort to repeal Utah's anti-gerrymandering law failed. The petition dropped below the required signature threshold today as signature removal efforts continue. Utah Republicans launching the effort after lawmakers lost a lawsuit accusing them of failing to follow Proposition 4 when designing congressional maps. Better Boundaries says it's important for Utahns to stay informed and have equal opportunity to vote.
Really, I think it's still premature to do any celebration because we're just focused on helping everyone who has been misled or tricked into signing a petition to remove their signatures. So there's still a lot more people we need to contact and help through that process. And so for us, the work is just continuing forward.
Meanwhile, GOP vowing that the fight is not over. Chair of the Utah Republican Party, Rob Axson, saying here in a statement that his team is reviewing the state's signature verification and removal process. The story's been ongoing for nearly a decade now. There's a lot of moving parts to this, and you can get all caught up on our website, KSL-TV.com.
Nearly 500 TSA agents across
Fire tearing through a massive home in Cottonwood Heights and continues to burn. Where the fight stands right now.
The government would never send something alarming, threatening, and require immediate action.
And happening now, Utahns are getting hit with an old scam featuring a new law enforcement agency. What the Department of Public Safety wants you to know about the scheme that has their phones ringing off the hook. And con artists are taking advantage of frazzled flyers, including those at Salt Lake International. Tonight, KSL's Matt Gephardt shows you how they are scamming passengers, just trying to find out how long their wait at security will take and how you can protect yourself.
Live and streaming, this is KSL News at 10.
Good evening. Fire crews still on scene of a massive house fire in Cottonwood Heights. The fire started just before noon near the Willow Creek Golf Course. Debbie Worthen is there for us live tonight. Debbie, neighbors say they have never seen anything like this.
Yeah, that's true, Mike. In fact, they say it was very sad to see this house burn down. They know the original builder of this home, and they say it's part of the neighborhood. But the silver lining in this is two-part. First of all, they say no animals or people were hurt in this. And then second, it was the community, people coming together to make sure everyone was okay. Flames shoot from this 18,000 square foot Cottonwood Heights home. Chopper 5 showing how enormous the house is and giving a glimpse into what fire crews are up against. Julie Kornberg.
I was having a meeting, a Zoom meeting, sitting in my living room
When she saw a news alert.
Fire at Castle in Sandy.
And then she smelled smoke.
I ran outside and then there it was.
Another neighbor catching the moment something explodes, sending chunks of burning roof feet into the air.
Within about maybe 20 minutes or so, we could hear a crash, and the roof fell in, not the major girders, but the stuff in between.
A lot of fire engines, traffic.
Barbara Wicks has lived in the neighborhood since the 70s. This usually quiet street is busy today.
I don't think it was scary, and it is off of the main road here. So I don't think people could see anything really, but people knew what was going on.
Julie says when it comes to emergency responders,
I can't say enough good things.
and then there are the neighbors.
Someone helping with the cat, someone helping with other people to understand what was going on. In this disaster, people really came together and helped each other.
So crews here have been out still working on the fire. In just the last hour, we've seen it flare up and some glowing from where that house sits. Now it's just that white smoke. But Mike, it does look like it will be a while before they know exactly what caused this. And I'm sure overnight they will be keeping an eye on things to make sure they don't have anything that flares up that's dangerous to the neighborhood that surrounds this house. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, it goes to show, though, 10 hours plus that they've been dealing with this. Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, Debbie, thank you. Motorcycle rider in the hospital after the Republican-led effort to repeal Proposition 4 will likely not make the November ballot. Better Boundaries, the group that originally sponsored the anti-gerrymandering initiative, led a campaign encouraging voters to remove their signatures from the petition. Unofficial tracking numbers show here Senate District 15 has fallen below the required threshold. Better Boundaries says it will continue helping Utahns remove their signatures until the deadline.
We're just really focused on what's next to ensure that the will of the people is followed and is respected, and that's what we'll continue to do.
The chairman of the Utah Republican Party, Rob Axson, thanked the thousands of Utahns who signed the initiative and said the fight to repeal Prop 4 is far from over. Skiers and boarders alike